You ever notice how right when life starts getting good, like suspiciously good, you suddenly do something dumb? Like ghost someone you actually like, procrastinate that one thing that would move you forward, or pick a fight out of nowhere. Yeah, same. For the longest time, I thought I was just unlucky, or maybe broken. But turns out, I was the one pulling the plug, and I had no idea why. If this hit you even a little, like if some part of your brain went, "Oh no, that's me," do me a favor. Hit the like button, drop a comment telling me your most "why did I do that" moment, and subscribe if you want more brutally honest breakdowns like this. We're figuring this stuff out together, one tiny meltdown at a time. Why did I do this again? I had this moment not too long ago where everything was lining up, like scary perfect. I was finally in a healthy relationship, had a job that didn't make me want to fake my own death, and I even started sleeping better, like actual adult sleep, not that doom scroll till 2 a.m. zombie nap. And just when I should have been feeling proud or at peace or something normal, I panicked. Not like a dramatic panic attack or anything, more like this low-key, sneaky voice in my head that started whispering, "This isn't gonna last." And instead of ignoring it, I listened hard. So what did I do? I pulled away from the person I was dating. I started showing up late to work. I told myself I was just tired or burnt out or needing space. But deep down, I knew I was messing it up on purpose. I didn't even know why. It was like I'd built this whole nice life and then handed myself a sledgehammer. And the worst part? I'd done it before, multiple times. I just never stopped long enough to connect the dots. That was when the question hit me. Not the usual, "What's wrong with me?" I've asked that one too many times to count, but something quieter, more honest. Why do I keep doing this when things finally start going right? That question sat with me for weeks. I'd be brushing my teeth and thinking about it. In the shower, at red lights, lying in bed pretending not to spiral. I wasn't sabotaging things because I was lazy or scared of success. I was doing it because something about good felt wrong to me. Like I didn't recognize myself when I wasn't struggling. And that messed with my head more than I expected. The comfort of chaos. Once I started paying attention, I realized I had this weird addiction to chaos. Not like full-blown reality show drama, more like subtle, quiet messiness. Leaving things half-finished, ignoring texts from people who actually cared, overthinking simple decisions until I missed the deadline. I thought I was just bad at routines or not a morning person. Nah, I was just more comfortable when things were a little broken. And the thing is, it made sense. I grew up always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know, one of those "don't get too happy or you'll jinx it" environment. If something went right, it usually meant something worse was coming. So I trained myself to stay one step ahead of the disaster. And when disaster didn't come, I'd make one. Not because I wanted pain, but because pain felt familiar, predictable, safe. I started noticing how I'd call it being realistic when I gave up on something early, or protecting my peace when I ghosted people before they could disappoint me. But if I'm being real, and it wasn't peace I was protecting, it was the story I told myself, that I didn't deserve stability or that happiness was some kind of trap. The chaos felt like home, and the silence, that felt dangerous, like I was standing still, waiting to get hit. So I moved, I wrecked things, and then I called it fate. I wasn't just afraid of failing, I was afraid of changing. At some point, it hit me. I wasn't just sabotaging my life. I was protecting a version of myself that didn't exist anymore. Like, I'd built this whole personality around surviving, being cautious, being distant, always having a backup excuse. I wasn't chasing growth, I was maintaining a defense system. And the idea of letting that guard down felt like jumping out of a moving car with no plan B. It sounds weird, but I think I was scared that if things actually worked out, if I really healed, really succeeded, I'd lose my edge. The struggle was part of my identity. I was the guy who's been through stuff, the underdog, the overthinker, the one who turns pain into jokes and acts like he's fine. If I let go of the chaos, who even was I? What would I talk about? What would I feel when I wasn't bracing for impact? And that's when it got real. Because beneath all the little sabotages, the procrastination, the disappearing acts, the overanalyzing, was one brutal truth. I didn't trust peace. I didn't trust joy. I didn't trust myself to handle things going well. Somewhere along the line, I confused safety with suffering, and anything outside of that felt fake, like I wasn't allowed to want more, like happiness was this expensive thing I hadn't earned the right to have. So when it showed up at my door, I slammed it shut. Success feels unsafe because it means letting go. The big aha moment didn't come during some deep therapy session or life-changing book. It came during a random Tuesday while I was washing dishes. I was halfway through scrubbing a pan when this thought hit me out of nowhere. Maybe I don't sabotage myself because I'm scared of failure. Maybe I sabotage myself because I'm scared of losing control. Like real success, the kind where things flow, where people love you, where opportunities open up. It requires surrender. You have to trust things. You have to stop micromanaging every worst-case scenario in your head. And for someone like me who lived in constant survival mode, that felt way too risky. See, when you've spent years bracing for impact, calm feels like a setup, like the quiet part in a horror movie, right before the jump scare. So you keep your guard up, expecting chaos. And if chaos doesn't come fast enough, you create it. Not because you want to ruin everything, but because you feel safer when you're in charge of the crash. If I'm the one pulling the plug, at least I'm not caught off guard, right? At least I chose the pain. That's when I realized something kind of brutal. I wasn't sabotaging myself out of weakness. I was doing it because it felt like protection, a twisted kind of emotional self-defense. If I don't let myself be happy, I won't have to feel the loss when it goes away. If I never really try, I can't fail. It's not laziness, it's not a lack of ambition. It's a strategy, a terrible one, but still, it made sense. And once I saw it for what it was, I couldn't unsee it. I started noticing all the little ways I tried to stay in control by keeping things just a little broken. And for the first time, I asked myself, what would happen if I didn't do that? How I stopped wrecking my own life. Once I realized I wasn't just sabotaging myself for fun, that I was doing it to stay in control, things didn't magically get better, but something did shift. I started noticing the pattern before it fully played out. Like when I felt myself pulling away from something good or about to blow off an opportunity just because it felt too big, I didn't shame myself. I paused. I asked, what am I trying to protect right now? That question alone, I'm just asking it, made a difference. And if you've been doing the same thing, maybe it could help you too. Because the truth is, if you've been stuck in survival mode long enough, stability doesn't feel safe. It feels foreign. Growth doesn't feel like winning. It feels like losing your grip. So it makes sense that your brain might try to help by pulling you back into the mess. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means your brain got used to bracing for impact, and now it needs a little time to learn that peace isn't a trap. It's just quiet, and that can be weird at first. What helped me, and could help you too, I wasn't some life-changing morning routine or a 30-day productivity bootcamp. It was slowing down and noticing the moment the sabotage was about to happen. Writing it down helped. Talking to myself helped. Treating that fearful version of me with kindness helped. And being honest with the people around me and saying, hey, I'm learning how to feel safe when things are good, that helped more than I thought it would. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to stop running long enough to see the pattern. And once you do, you'll start catching those moments. Not every time, but more and more. And that's where it starts to change, not by force, but by awareness. Little by little, you teach your brain that it's okay to be okay. Maybe the real plot twist isn't that you sabotage yourself, but that part of you still thinks it's keeping you safe. And now that you see it, really see it, you get to choose different. Not perfectly, not all at once, but now at least you're not in the dark anymore. If this hit something in you, even just a little, hit the like button so I know it mattered. Drop a comment and tell me, what's one thing you keep messing up that maybe you're afraid to get right? And if you're into these deep, slightly uncomfortable breakdowns of why we do what we do, subscribe. We've got more to unpack.